in your grep program or set program. Set is a replacement program, replacing the specific word. Find the specific word. If you got the word, to replace with it, you replace with it. Correct. In the replace word also, if you find the Hadoop, you replace Hadoop with the big data, right? So these are hard coded. These values are hard coded. Yes or no? These values are hard coded. So I don't want to hard code these values. I want to pass a parameter to a Mapreduce. I want to pass a parameter to a Mapreduce. Whatever the parameter I'm passing, whatever the parameter I'm passing, that parameter should be available in my mapper class and my reducer class. How it will be possible? Any guesses? So you have an idea. Now you have a very high level idea. What is a mapper? What is a reducer? What is a job? Right? So how? Any idea how we can pass? Anyone?
Is there any context available?
Context is available. Yeah, you're almost rich. Very good. Anyone else? Can you guys try? I want to pass a parameter. I want to pass a parameter. Let's say I want to pass my own parameter. Based on the parameter only my search has to happen. So if you execute this program 100 times it will start search for the Hadoop only, or Hadoop or whatever Java, whatever it is. Yes or no? Because it's a hard coded value. Because it is a hard coded value. Now I don't want to hard code this. I don't want to hard code this. So it should be parameterized. It should be parameterized. Based on the user input, it has to search for the specific. So how we will do that? Let's look at. That is called passing a parameter. That's called passing a parameter to your Hadoop job. Passing a parameter to your Hadoop job. It's very simple. It's very simple. So let me put in very simple way. When you want to execute your Hadoop job, how will you execute the job? Hadoop MapReduce job. How you guys are executing a Hadoop MapReduce job? What is the command? What is the command? Everyone guys. So Stravani and others, please try to understand here. So we have a one driver class. We have one driver class. In the driver class, I have a main method. I have a main method who will take the string of arguments. String of arguments. Correct? And from here I'm calling run blah 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 blah. Something is there. I have a mapper class. I have a mapper class. So I'm not doing complete thing. Okay, here you guys understood that. So I have a mapper class. Here I have a map method. Here I have a map method, and I have my reducer class. I have my reducer class. It's my own reducer class. So in this I have a reduce method. I'm not talking about setup and all. Yes, we have those methods also. Let's say now when you are executing a command, what command you are executing to launch a job? What is the command to execute a job? What is the command to launch a job? Guys, what is the command to launch a MapReduce job?
Hadoop, jar,
Very good.
and parameters.
Yeah. So that's what. So we should not forget that. So when you launch Hadoop jar, path of the jar, path of jar, and what? Path of the jar,
HDFS file path.
No, your driver class name, no? Not
Driver class.
input.
Oh, check.
After jar, you should give a driver class. Fully
Driver class.
qualified driver class. Driver class, then input, output. Correct? Now, this input outputs are a parameters to whom? To a driver class. Correct? This input is nothing but arg0. Yes or no? Because it's an array, right? Command line arguments. If you remember my Java class, these are command line arguments. What will happen this one? Input 1, input 2. They will go where? In your main method, in your driver class main method, it will go into args. Because I am passing these two parameters to whom? Driver class. I'm passing these two parameters to whom? Driver class. So whenever pass the command line arguments, those arguments will go where? Main methods arg. This arg of 0 is represent your input. Ideally, arg of 0 is representing input. Arg of 1 represent your output. The order you pass, guys, whatever the order you give here. Suppose if you are giving output first, input next, so your arg of 0 will be output, arg of 1 will be input. Whatever the you pass, whatever the whatever the order you pass, the same order will come here. It will treat as an array. Here you can give 100 parameters. You can give 100 parameters here. They will treat it as a array. So first position will go into 0 position. The second element will go to first position, first index. Okay, and so on. Correct? Correct, guys? You understand this point? You guys understood this point? Everyone, guys, please, everyone, please respond to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So
Yes.
let's go here. Let's look at here in your driver class. You have a main method. You have a main method. Though all the arguments will go into array of args. All the arguments, whatever they were giving the command line, right? All the elements will go to arg. So same arg I'm passing to run method. Same argument I'm passing to run method. We have already seen this, the tool runner class. We have already seen this tool runner class. We have already seen this tool runner class. What this tool runner is doing? What is this tool runner is doing? So I'm skipping everything. It's also directly calling your run method. It's calling your run method. This run method is calling this run method. This run method is calling here. If you see, run of passing arguments. These arguments are nothing but your main, what are the arguments you have passed. That argument. To which argument it's calling? Tool.arg. Tool is nothing but your job. Tool is nothing but your job. Because why tool is nothing but your job? Because your job is implements the tool. Implements the tool. So now your job is become a tool, right? So they're calling run of, they're calling run method of. If you take any job, the flow is like that. Any job, if you take, the flow is like that. So this main method calls this run method. This run method internally calls this run method. Internally calls this run method. Internally calls this run method. This run method is taking what? Arguments. So now these arguments, the thing what we need to understand here, this argument, whatever the arguments you have passed, right? So arg of 0 will contain the first element what you have passed in your command. Let's say my Hadoop command is, this is very much important. Please try to understand. Okay, Hadoop jar path of jar and your driver class, and you'll give the input 1 space output. So what is happening here? In the driver class is nothing but your class, your job class. Input 1 will go to argument 0, your input 1, and arg of 1 argv1 contains your output. It is not always similar. Okay, suppose whatever the order you give, let's say you have given is first element is in output, second is an input, then your argument 0 will become a output, your argument 1 will become an input. So the whatever the order you gives there, whatever the order you gives there, the order will change here. Okay, so now those elements are there in a arguments. Let's look at here, those elements are there in this argument here, but uh, here it is different. Why? Because I have three arguments there. Let me show you here. So whatever the arguments comes, the first argument you are giving as input. That's why I'm setting into file input path, set input path. I'm setting the input path. So I assumes that the first argument always you use the is the input. The second argument whatever you use always is output. That's why I'm setting into output. I don't know whether you guys are observed it or not. Now you try to understand. So the zeroth position whatever you're passing, that is input. So the based on that my job is works. You are giving a second argument is output, so I'm setting into output path, correct? So now what is happening here, whatever your parameter you are passing from your command or from your job, those arguments are coming to which class? Driver class. The point to remember is here, the whatever the arguments you are passing here, whatever the arguments you are passing here, those arguments are coming to whom? Driver class. Now this driver class is different, this driver class is different, this is driver class. Now the arguments are came to this driver class, arguments are there to this driver class. How those arguments will be available in this class or this class? Because this object is different, this object is different, this object is different. So how? Whatever the parameters or whatever the variables came to this class will be available in this class. How? It will not be available. It will not be available. Why? Because this is a different instance. This is a different object and this is different object. Right? You may calling this object from mapper, from the driver class. You may calling your mapper from the driver class. It doesn't mean that whatever the values, whatever the parameters are there here will available here. No, you're just calling this instance, you're just launching this object or this instance in a specific JVM or specific task. How those parameters will be available? That's the question now. How those parameters will be available? So for that, everyone understand? Because what are the parameters you are passing to driver class parameters, those parameters not be available in the mapper and reducer. Is this point is clear? They will not available directly. They will not available directly. Is this point is clear to everyone?
Yes, Ravi.
Why? Because those are different instances. Very simple. Those are different instances. Now, how can I make them available? Now my question is, how can make them available? So let's look at here, guys. Let's look at here. Now this is as similar as if you remember if you guys have an experience with servlet, same as Masudan said, same. So what I need to do, I have a other way. I have something called context, or I have something called configuration, which is a global to my application, so my context is the same context is available or same configuration is available with a in the driver, in the mapper, in the reducer. Right? What I will do here, look at guys here, I'm creating a configuration object. Anyway, I'm already created a configuration object here, I can make use of that, but to make you easy understanding here, I'm creating one configuration object. I'm creating some configuration object, and I'm taking the parameter from the arguments. If you look at here, I'm taking the parameter from arguments because I have to pass it from my, I have to pass from the command line arguments. No, I have to pass from this command line arguments. So I'm taking here 0th position, I'm giving a parameter, not the input parameter, input path. First I'm giving my own parameter, custom parameter. Next I'm giving as input, next I'm giving as output. So that's the sequence I'm giving here. For this example, what I have done here, my grep word, let's say grep word, let's say it's a grep word. So what will happen, this will become a grep word, and this will become input. That's what I told you, it is not fixed. So based on the what you pass, input 1, and my arg2 will become output. Now my whatever the grep word I have given, that is available in a argument of 0, that is available in a argument 0. Let's look at here what I'm trying to do. I'm taking that argument into some custom value. So I have just given my value, right? Custom value. You can give any name. It's not mandatory. So I am giving my custom value. After taking that, I have something, the framework is given some flexibility where I can set some configuration. Apart from the existing configurations, I can set my own configurations. Apart from the configurations which is given along with your Hadoop, apart from that, I can also set my own configurations. The method is conf.set, let's say custom parameter, custom param name, custom param name, custom parameter. I'm setting like that. Why I'm setting? But I want to get it, I will get it with this name only. For the link, let's say I'm putting this my value into object with this parameter. I'm putting my custom value into this object by referring this name, custom name. So now wherever I'm using custom name, wherever I'm using this custom param name, I will get the value of, if I say custom config dot get of custom name, I will get this value. I'm putting into an object by referring with this name. I'm putting my custom value with this argument or this name, or with this name, custom name or custom value. Understood? Now whatever the argument you have passed from the argument, command line argument, I'm taking them, I'm putting into an object which is called configuration object. I'm putting into configuration object. Let's see here, putting is nothing but set, conf dot set of, you can give any name guys here, you can give any names. You like your own name, yes, you go ahead and set your own name, and the value. Okay, whatever the name you are giving, that is the name to get. Suppose you want to get back the value, you have to get like this, you have to use the same name like that. So after your configuration object ready, that configuration has to pass to your job. After configuration object ready, you have to pass the configuration object to your job. Look at any job, if you look at any job, you are passing configuration object. Let's look at here, anywhere, you are passing configuration. Get configuration is nothing but what, you are getting the configuration object from here. That's nothing but a configuration object. Either you can pass like that, you can create it here, and you can pass it like that. Any way you can try it. But you are passing from here and you are not putting into configuration object, then it will be a problem. Okay, then it will be a problem. So you look at here, everywhere in every job you are setting a configuration. While creating your job, you will be passing a configuration object. So here also what I'm doing, I have created a configuration object. I have set my value into this, and I'm passing the same configuration object to job. Okay. After that, what will happen? The rest of all things are known things. You know mapper class. I'll tell you what is a set jar by class. So don't worry now. You know your mapper output, number of tasks, everything is remaining your own. No, your same things. So nothing it changes. So forget about the partitioner, reducer, partitioner and partitioner thing as of now. So I'll help you, make you understand the partitioner next to next class, not today. Okay, then your input, your output, input and your output. Okay, forget about this, because so this what I'm trying to do here. So if you know Hadoop, it will not recreate the directory if it's already available. So what it will do, it will always keep complaining that the directories already exist. The directory already exists, I cannot create, the job will fail. So to do that, I'm creating a new date. So when I say new date, what will happen? Whenever it's create a new object, whenever you execute a job, right? It will append with, see here, concat. It will append with a small date tag. So that's why you can create a new different no, that's why you can create a different uh, directories in your HDFS. So wait for the completion. If it's true, return 0, else -1 or 1, whatever the value you like, but because I'm not handling it here. So in my main method also I'm not handling here. Look at here, I'm not handling anything. So your mapper class, so that's how you are setted into your configuration. You have setted into your configuration. Now how to get it into mapper? How to get it into mapper? That's the important. That's the important. Look at here. I'm also taking the any other name you can take here. Param name. Param name. So I'm creating my new param name. This param name should get from the name what I'm going to, this name should be whatever the name I'm going to use it, whatever the name I'm going to use it. Look at here. Now you have a setup method. No, inside the setup method what you will do, because that's the purpose of the setup method, all initialization will go into setup method, all the initializations will go into setup method normally. So in the setup method, I'm getting the configuration. I'm getting the configuration. From where I'm getting the configuration? From the context. From the context. From the context. Context dot get configuration. What it will do? It will get the configuration of this job specific. Whatever the configuration you have set here, whatever the configuration you have set here for this specific job, it will get that configuration object. It will get that configuration object, and I'm putting into my normal configuration. So I'm specifying it to conf. Now conf dot get name, it will not give. So actually this name is conf dot custom param name. So here you need to say conf dot custom param name. The parameter whatever you have passed there, that parameter will be available here. Whatever the parameter you have passed there, that parameter will be available here. And the same parameter you can execute, you can use it here, you can make use of it here, you can make use of it here. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking the name. So I'm just printing it. Okay, I'm not actually doing your grep, custom grep. So this is the way to show you how we can pass the parameter, how we can get the parameter, how we can pass the parameter, how we can get the parameter. So nothing to do with your reducer, nothing to do with partitioner. Don't worry, partition is something is different. So we'll talk about the partitioner later. Do you guys understand how to pass a parameter? Here the three important things what you need to remember. One is pass the parameter, set into configuration, pass the parameter, set into configuration, and get that into mapper. How will you get? By using context.getConfiguration. By using, you'll get the configuration object. If you have a configuration object, all the your configurations will be available. The points to remember is here. The points to remember is here. Very first one. The first point. Get your parameter. get your param. 2, set to object, set conf object, set conf object, set conf object. Third, anyway you pass the same conf object to job, pass that conf object to your job. Done. In your mapper, what you need to do, get the conf object, get the conf object, get the conf object. How will you get? By using context.get, context.get configuration method. Get configuration object, and after getting it, get your parameter, get your parameter. How will you get that conf dot? So you have to keep it in conf, no? You have to keep it in conf. Okay, conf dot, one second guys, it is conf dot get off by passing your param name, conf dot by passing param name. So it will give the parameter. You can store in a string or whatever it is. If it is string, if it is integer, if it is number, whatever it is, store into some name. So you can use this parameter anywhere in your program. Understood guys? Do you guys understood? The first one, get the parameter from URL. So go to your run method. The first point, the point one is getting the parameter from the look at, get the your parameter, getting the parameter. I'm getting the parameter at line number 46. And second, set configuration object, set into configuration object. So what I'm doing here, I'm setting into configuration object. How I'm setting? Conf dot set off by using this method 48, line number 48. And third point, pass a configuration object to your job. I'm passing the configuration object to my job 52, line number 52. Clear? After that, so go to your mapper or reducer, whatever the way. So that I need it in my mapper. Go to your mapper, get the configuration object. I'm getting the configuration object. How I'm getting the configuration object? Context dot get configuration by using context dot get configuration. So I got my configuration object. Step 2, get your parameter. I'm getting using by get method. Conf dot get by passing your param, it will come to your parameter. Clear about this? Do you guys clear? Madhu, Shravani, Soumya, Srini, Sunil.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you guys write and send me the code for this?
Okay.
Okay, so please, if you have any doubts, please let me know. We will discuss about that. Else, I'm winding up the class now by here, and but before winding up the class, I just want to give a small introduction for the tomorrow's session. So if you guys have any doubts in this topic, please ask me. We will discuss that. Else, we'll move to next topic. Any doubts, Madhu? Madhu, do you understand?
Yes, Veera. I'm clear.
Okay. Shravani? Soumya? Sunil?
Yes, sir, I understood.
Okay.
Ravi, we are doing for text file, right? is there anything extra we need to take it for other files like Excel or PDF or something?
Yes, yes, that we will do that.
That we will check it out
Yeah,
in later, right?
yeah, that we will see in the later classes.
Okay.
So always not only text file, we'll go with a JSON file, we'll go with XML file, okay,
No,
a sequence
I
file.
have I have loaded into HDFS few Excel files,
Mm,
not text actually.
mhm.
But initial Mapreduce program itself, I am facing some problem. But till weekend, I will try. If I couldn't able to make it done, all these programs, weekend I will reach out to you.
Okay, so, here one thing we need to understand, Srini, XML files, or you're writing your PDF files, or you're writing some sequence files, you need to go with a different input format.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay, you need to go with a different input format. I think if you have my project with you, I mean, if you have my code with you, you can use something. I have a specific directory here for that, XML input.
Mhm.
There is something called XML input. So you can make use of this class for parsing it.
Oh,
You can make
okay.
use of this parsing. Okay, so this way we'll parse it. So you can have a look of this code. You'll get some idea.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get some idea, and you can write your own. You can go with your code. This is just very high level.
Sure.
Okay, there is something
Mhm.
called these are called our custom record readers. See here, custom record reader,
Mhm.
XML record reader. There is no XML record reader, does not exist. We need to write our own. We need to write our own.
Okay.
That's why I'm writing my
Mhm.
own. See here, custom class record reader, my own class. So
Mhm.
these are called custom input formats. We will discuss about them in the class. Anyway, we'll discuss
Sure.
about it.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
XML files, CSV file. CSV file anyway, so you can easily take CSV file as an input because it's a comma separated. So you can easily parse them. But so there also, if you want your own specific data type, you can go with your custom data type for the CSV file. I think I do have a CSV file format. Let me show somewhere here. Maybe some other project. I do have a CSV file parser also. I'll also show you that. Yep, you can write your own CSV file format. Let me see it. I think I do have it. So I have done all these exercises. I think, yeah, CSV file format. You can have your own CSV file format here. CSV file input format. So you can write your own CSV line record reader. Okay. So these and all I'll explain you. So you can actually execute these commands, these programs. Not a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for today. I think yeah, for tomorrow's session, I just want to just just give an introduction for the tomorrow session, that is custom input form sorry, custom data types. As of now, whatever we have seen, if you see here, your mapper output K2 and V2, K2, V2, K2, V2 are the mapper outputs. Correct or wrong? K1, V1 are the mapper inputs. K2, V2 are mapper outputs. Yes or no? Guys,
Yes.
K1, V1 is the input to your mapper. K2, V2 are output of your mapper. Let's look at here. This is your K1, V1, K2, V2. These are this K2, V2. As of now, I'm using predefined data types. I'm using predefined data types. Predefined means which is came along with your Hadoop. But instead of this, I want to use employee here. Employee as my data type. And here I want to use my own thing, student. Student. I need to use employee here. Employee type. Employee also one type, right? Do you guys agree or not? Employee also some type of data type. Students also some type. It's like your integer float. The same way, employee is also different type. Student also different type. So how we will do that? How we will do that? Not exactly employee. Let's say I want event, the proper name event. I want something else here. So how we will do that? So please try to think about it, how we can achieve this. Or if you get a time, you can do some research on it. For the custom data types in Hadoop, in Mapreduce. Custom data types in Hadoop in Mapreduce. Try to look at. Anyway, we will discuss tomorrow. So but before coming to tomorrow class, guys, so before coming to tomorrow class, I want you guys to go through, this is very much important. Please go through it, okay? Please go through it. So we can save a lot of time. First one is serialization. Serialization in Java. What is the serialization? Second one is, what is comparable? We have discussed about it. Comparable and comparator. Comparable and comparator. These two topics, please go through before coming to tomorrow's class, because tomorrow our discussion is more based on these two. Comparable and comparator. So I know few of you guys already know about them, but still please go through. Please go through. Yeah. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.
Harika, Naveen, Aparna, Stravani, Somya, please stay back. I will just relog in. Okay. Please stay back. I'll just relog in.
Okay, sir.